just 3 short freaking days away from being back to fully tanned, oiled up, and under what I can only assume to be some freaky stage lighting. Yeah, this is going to be fun. And I'm just about back to baseline. Like I had a bit of a rebound after the flight back from Vegas and eating a bunch of food on that refeed day. And I mean, the night of show day, I don't know how many freaking carbs I ate total. Like, it wasn't like a 10,000 calorie day or anything that wild. But compared to my baseline diet, and I mean, the day of check-ins, not a lot. So basically, I've been saying the same phrase a lot, but the act of really drying out, flattening out, getting rid of all my excess carbs and water really does put you in a position to be very spongy, where you, if you're dehydrated, right, and you're a bit underfed, underglycogenated, would you say that? I think that's right, but that definitely sounds pretty silly. But either way, flat and dry, your body is like, dude, fill these tanks up ASAP. So the whole process of eating all that extra food and getting back to normal, I was essentially quite puffy. Like, I think that first arm day afterward, I was like 240, I think I was like 248. Now, a lot of that was really only carbs and water, but that's all kind of gotten back down to normal. Now I'm floating right about the lowest of the 230s, which is about right. So tomorrow will be a bit of a extra hydrating day. I'm talking 3 gallons minimum. Pull it, let nature take its course, and then we can get ready for check-ins in 2 days. But that'll be then. So given that this is the last lift, and I don't want to totally inflame my system going into show day and everything else and mess with the process of carbon up and drying out, this is a good example of less is more. So this chest day is not going to be particularly wild. Just a pump. Just a nice little pump. Get some stuff moving, do some flies, do some cable press, nothing too wild. I might even do just a few sets of side laterals, maybe even some, like, one set of like push downs and curls, just get a full upper body pump, see how we're looking there, and then get ready to go back home. So I'll probably, I think I'll want to do it tomorrow, because I've really got nothing on the schedule apart from just sitting around not really eating anything. So I think tomorrow might be a good day to go grocery shopping for my carb up sort of rations, which not too crazy. And I don't think I've ever seen more guys eating rice cakes with like jelly and honey before in my freaking life than I did 2 weeks ago. But yeah, that'll be a good chunk of it. Frankly, the lightly salted rice cake with full sugar, regular ass, like Welch's grape, like squeezable jelly, or I'll probably get strawberry this time. Yeah, that's that is quite the freaking treat indeed. So for me, that the relief of no treats ends on Wednesday after check-ins, because then I can start carbon up again and really just get back to a full veiny, freaky ass tan state, and then get ready for Thursday. And even beyond that, get ready for the whole freaking weekend. We got the damn Arnold. That's oh my gosh. Well, let's just focus on the competition side first before we get into the fun part afterwards. But this I think nothing else to say. Let's just get in there, get some blood flowing, see how we're looking, and then come back home and just get back to chilling. All right, nothing wild. Light squeezing opener. Let's start with some pressing. Yeah, okay, that's good. Oh, a few more like that. Yeah. One more like that. Okay. All right, let's do some flies. Honestly, probably only 2 more sets, plus a little bit of accessory work. Okay. Okay. All right. I think some wider flies will do me good. Completely forgot that today is National Chest Day, but that's all right. Let's do some bent over, just more slightly declined cable press, and that'll be it for chest. I think we'll just jump straight to the pose down, but after this, I'm going to do a few sets of laterals, a few sets of light curls, like not even super hard working sets, just getting some blood flowing around. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna mess around with the dumbbells a little bit, and then let's go get our last gym pose down before, before the next bulk starts. All right, this lighting isn't necessarily the best, but the badass pose down room is now dedicated to child watch. So, if you got to bring a little chitlin in and have somebody watching while you go work out, it was at the cost of some pretty damn cool downlighting. But that's okay. This isn't too bad either. So, I anticipate that my morning weight tomorrow should be somewhere around the high 220s, 229, 228, something like that. And that's with a damn near completely empty stomach. And then over the course of that day, drinking all that extra water, cutting it, and then drying out, I should be right on track for Wednesday check-ins. No freaking problem. But let's run through some stuff here. Oh my gosh. Oh, so that's basically the last physique glimpse until it's actually freaking showtime. But shoulder striations, more than certainly a good sign. Actually, let's get one sort of left tricep going first. That's a solid shot. Let me do one more. Oh, goodness. And I can say, for sure, it is much easier to hold all these poses and run through everything when you didn't just finish a freaking workout. Yeah, the breathing stage-wise, much easier to control, that's for sure. But until then, yeah, sweet. Let's get in the car. No cardio today either. There we go. And with that, the work is officially over. Taking any physical action to change my build is now off the table. No more workouts, no more pumps, no more sets, no more reps, no more nothing. At least in terms of this competition season, this last which I guess, I don't know. Does it count as competition season during the dieting phase into it? I feel like not really. I was going to diet anyway. The competition season was really just this month. Pretty much just February. That's when we had to kick it into gear. But yeah, either way, no more lifts. So this dieting phase, lift-wise, it's over. It is freaking done. So now all that's left to do is this last few days of pre-show preparation. Not really much meditation. Just kind of staying reasonably zen, nice and loose. Get myself as uninflamed as possible. Then go in with a clear mind, with a clear freaking mind to hit some hard poses with some flexed legs and separated medial quads by pivoting my hips a little bit extra and being a little extra wide in all my stances. Yeah. But overall, feeling pretty good. So now I get to go home and have some ground beef with mustard. Maybe just a touch of low-carb barbecue sauce. Don't want to go too crazy. One thing that I am doing a little differently in terms of this peak week versus the last one is I didn't really start pulling carbs as soon. I think yesterday I had like 60 grams total, and then today so far I've had about 45. And none of those are from like dedicated like starchy sources or anything. I guess I had from 3 rice cakes. But yeah, most of that's just coming from like the low carb barbecue sauces and little things like that. But that compared to the last peak week, the few days before, I was eating more like 300, right? And I think I've got it tracked at like a 300 day, like a 350 day, a little bit higher. So from being a little bit more carb depleted going into yesterday, it should make it a bit easier to really dry out, because right now you could essentially look at all the water inside my system as almost being locked up in a sense, at least intramuscular water, right? Because intramuscular water, aka sort of glycogen, when you're storing all those carbs and everything else, I think it's what, like a 1-to-3 ratio. Like for every gram of carbs, you got 3 grams of water going along with it. So if you've got a ton of carbs in your system, you're going to hold on to a bit more water. So going into tomorrow and check-in day, a little bit more depleted, I feel. That should make it a touch easier. Not like the last, water pulling phase was really too tricky for me anyway. But that's kind of the thought process there. And then, speaking of that, right, if I want to fill up come Wednesday night, which is about 48 hours from now, so 48 hours till I can have some sweets, that's when I'm not only going to eat like a bunch of rice cakes with like some jelly and like some probably a couple of Mike and Ike's and little I'll be able to have room for a little bit of candies in there too. Nothing wild. Mainly the rice cakes and the jelly ends up being pretty neutral. Doesn't mess up my stomach. Digests pretty easily. Moves around all right. Doesn't leave me feeling bloated that next morning. But I'm not only gonna eat those carbs and drink no water, because if I want to fill up, right, get all my glycogen stores at least not like fully full. Like I'm not coming in as full as I am during like a bulking phase, but as full as I can get without kind of spilling over, then there is going to be some water involved. But I think last show I had a little bit too much. I think I had maybe, oh shit, green McLaren with a tow hitch. Huh. Interesting. But so yeah, so last show going in from check-in day to show day, that little carbing up phase, I had about, I think, a full, maybe like a liter and a half total, not all at once, but kind of spread throughout that night and a little bit that morning. And I think that was a little too much, so I think I'm going to try to cut that back a little bit, keep the carbs probably around the same, and really just kind of go from there. I mean, I went to bed feeling like I had kind of a full stomach of all those like rice cakes and just simple carbs like that. But come morning time, all of those carbs had spread their way into the places they really belonged, filled up my biceps, chest, and everything else, and put me in a bit of a better position to actually smack some of these poses around. But yeah, 72 hours. 72 hours. Actually, today's Monday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, I think that puts me at about 60 hours out. So, come on, don't worry. I can handle that long without going too wild. I mean, I already died this long. Honestly, this part's kind of easy. So, I'm going to keep watching Hunter x Hunter, keep drinking a ton of freaking water with not so much electrolytes added, because right now I'm trying to just get a bunch of water moving through me so that once I pull it, my body is still in a state of like, get this water through me. But if I don't add any extra, right, if I don't keep drinking, then it kind of puts me in more of a dried out sort of state. But we can get into some of that a little bit more tomorrow. I'll talk a little more details then. So, good day. Very good freaking day. So, assuming that my sleep ends up being exactly the same as last show, I am going to keep on sleeping like a baby until Thursday. So I'll see you tomorrow for a little grocery trip, because I got to stock up on some food for later. I'm not going to get any of like the post-show treats tomorrow. That would just be that would just be freaking cruel to know that I have them but can't actually eat them. But I will get some of the carb up sort of food to have Wednesday night and going into Thursday morning on show day. So I think I'll see you in the grocery cart for tomorrow.